You're welcome to bystanders at the newsstand. How was your weekend? How did it go? You're welcome to this wonderful edition of bystanders at the newsstand. A big welcome, a big thank you to everyone that's watching in Nigeria, in diaspora, and also wherever you are in the world. Thank you for subscribing to Flip TV and also being a part of this wonderful program. I have my wonderful and enigmatic, wonderful people here with me this morning. Mr. Raphael, I have Mr. Samuel, I have Mr. Matthew, Mr. Kunle, and they are all here to do justice to the newspaper headlines this morning. I remember the opinions of the reviewers here in this program does not represent the idea of Flip TV. It does not represent the policy and the commentaries of Flip TV. I'm Christian Chiku on this wonderful editions of the program. Let's move over to the newspaper headlines. I have the Nigerian Tribune and also I have the Vanguard. This morning, all the papers this morning are having this from the MPC and MBC information blackout. All the papers having it on their front page. The MBC, the MPC, NUJ, NG, and MPN are protesting over the bill by the National Assembly. They are saying it is not just against the media, it's about society's right to know, your right to be heard. Information blackout is about the bill, the MPC and the MBC Media Amendment Bill, which is aimed at gagging the media, which is aimed at breaching the right to be heard and also the right to express oneself. Let's move over to the main headline on the Vanguard this morning. PDP Ndume Tango over transmission of polls results. PDP Ndume Tango over transmission of poll results. Bandits abduct Emir of Kajuru mother children in Zaria. Bandits abduct Emir of Kajuru mother children in Zaria. Bandits abduct Emir of Kajuru mother children in Zaria. State of the nation: Nigeria heading for disaster if that is Afenifere wants. State of the nation: Nigeria heading for disaster if Afenifere wants. Makinde Femi Kuti, where them see a saying community mourn as Sound Sudan dies at 44. Makinde Femi Kuti, where MC a saying community mourns as Sound Sultan dies at 44. Okay, PDP Ndume Tango over transmission of polls results. Electronic transmission won't work in North, says Alin Ndume. Electronic transmission would work in North, says Alin Ndume. Opposite state police. PDP kicks says polls results can be transmitted from anywhere in Nigeria. Poll results can be transmitted from anywhere in Nigeria. Stolen artifacts should be returned to Oba of Benin. Stolen artifacts should be returned to Oba of Benin. Sans historians, Benin leaders are saying that stolen artifacts should be returned to Oba of Benin. Slash allowances of Buhari governors, National Assembly members, Serap tells courts. Slash allowances of Buhari governors, National Assembly members, Serap tells court. Insecurity: Middle Belt Forum asks Buhari to declare state of emergency in Kaduna as Kaduna government keeps mum. Insecurity: Middle Belt Forum asks Buhari to declare state of emergency in Kaduna state as Kaduna government keeps mum. COVID-19 third wave imminent in Lagos, Sanwo-Olu. COVID-19 third wave imminent in Lagos. Less than 2% of Lagosians are yet to receive their second jab of the COVID-19. El-Rufai, ACF, others mourn as Kaduna ex-deputy governor Bantex dies at 65. El-Rufai, ACF, others mourn as Kaduna ex-deputy governor Bantex dies at 65. Kudos to the House of Rep proposing a bill to stop every governor that will decamp from a party to another party will eventually lose his seat. A bill going on in the House of Representatives that every governor that will decamp from one party to another will lose his seat automatically. Let's move over to our review this morning. I have with me Mr. Matthew. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Christian.
How was your weekend?
We thank the living God.
Okay, COVID-19 third wave imminent in Lagos. Sanwo-Olu.
Did we have COVID-19 wave in Nigeria in the first place? Even the first and second wave, they claim that ravaged all part of the world. From all indication, I don't think we actually had it the way they made us to believe.
So you don't
Quite
believe
agreed.
that there was COVID-19?
There was COVID-19. There was COVID-19. But in Nigeria, I doubt if we had it the way the government made it to look like. Because if you look at all the non-pharmaceutical measures put in place by World Health Organization, by NCDC, Nigerians never adhered to it. So if for any reason the spread was curtailed, it was God that did it for Nigeria and Nigerians, not by any human effort. Because as at the time they were locked down, as at the time people were supposed to be observing all these non-pharmaceutical measures like wearing a face mask, social distancing and all that, washing our hands and all that, Nigerians were not observing it. If you look at recently, when the government even said that people who came from countries of concern, that they didn't follow the process of isolation, they mixed up with the regular society. One would have expected logically that the spike in Nigeria would have been serious. But up to now, we are not seeing any, though the government is claiming that the isolation centers are becoming filled up. But again, I think there's something fundamentally wrong with Nigerian system. Because if you look at the AstraZeneca vaccine that Nigerian is supposed to be administering to Nigerians, you ask yourself, what is the modality of administering it? Who and who is getting it? By our standard, it's supposed to be health workers, frontline workers, who should get it first. But the way it stands, how is the government apportioning it? Who has been accommodated in the first batch or the second batch, as the case may be?
Are Nigerians willing to receive the COVID-19 vaccine?
Some Nigerians may be willing to receive, but even the ones that are willing to receive, if you look at the government criteria for giving it out, for administering it, will they give it to people who fall into that category? Will it not be the same Nigerian system of giving it to influential people, the politicians, people who are the coordinators of power? So it is only God that is helping Nigerian situation. It's not by any human effort.
Okay, PDP, Ndume, Tango, over transmission of poll results. Very important. It says, Ndume is saying that electronic transmission won't work in North.
I think Ndume have more explanation to give Nigerians. Because the only way you can checkmate electoral fraud in Nigeria is to allow to do electronic transfer. And the system we are even having before now is a situation where even the electronic transfer they are doing that is after transmitting the result electronically, that transmission is not the actual result that is being used to collate for purpose of announcing who is the winner. So I think they should even strengthen and deepen the law or the act so that electronic transfer will be used to collate to determine who wins the election. But again, why should an Ndume be telling us that electronic transfer will not work in the North? Is it because there is no network in the North? Which part of this country do you see that is not covered by network? I don't think there is any. As far as the time I served in Jigawa State, there was already network in that environment. So I think he's only being economical with the truth, and he's trying to be fraudulent by saying fraudulent. Because what he's trying to tell Nigerians is that perhaps people from the North have been circumventing the rule to win the election, maybe by manipulating figure. Otherwise, a patriotic Nigerian should be happy when you are talking of deepening the democracy by enhancing the process of result transfer. So if you make it a law that all results from the polling units, before it gets to even the World Collation Center, is already transmitted to a designated site where election monitors have access to follow the trend. it will remove this issue of ballot stuffing, ballot box snatching, and all the violence we used to witness at the polling centers. Because if you know that the result, the ballot you are stuffing, the ballot box you are snatching will be useless, and that it will not achieve any aim, it will discourage people who hitherto do it. Because if from the point of polling units, before it gets to the point of even ward collation center, the result is already transmitted to a designated site where it can be collated, and you get the result from a particular local government, a particular federal constituency, a particular senatorial district, before you get to the state level. All the stages have to go through electronic transfer. If you do that, it will go a long way in deepening our democracy and with checkmate rigging in our electoral process.
Okay, let's move over to bandits abduct Emir of Kaduna murder children in Zaria. When is it time for the president to speak to the bandits in a language that they understand?
It's unfortunate that the president only know the language that IPOB and the Igbos will understand, and he only know the language that Odua Republic agitators will understand, but he do not have the magic wand to decipher the language that the bandits will understand. Because over the months we've been witnessing this issue of banditry, and Sheikh Gumi have made us understand that it is Fulani herdsmen. That perhaps explain the reason the Mr. President do not have what it takes to understand their language. I don't know, but for me, I think the president or the government is not showing any resolve to handle the issue of banditry. Because ordinarily, where is Sheikh Gumi? How does Sheikh Gumi know their location to go and negotiate with them and discuss with them? Because we have seen pictorial evidences why Sheikh Gumi visited them. Even the Kaduna State Governor, there is a video. Sorry, there is there are some photographs online where the governor visited the bandits, and we saw a photograph where the bandits were wielding sophisticated weapons. So if the government officials, the negotiators, can know the direction of the bandits for purpose of negotiating for ransom and for peace, to broker peace, what stop the government from going to their locations to bomb them, to decimate them? So that's where I think the government is playing hanky-panky with banditry. That's my take on it.
Okay, Middle Belt Forum asked Buhari to declare state of emergency in Kaduna State.
It is long overdue. When you are calling a state of emergency, it is not against anybody. It is to allow the security agencies address the concern of the residents. But I could understand under Obasanjo why people are against state of emergency is Obasanjo will sack the sitting governor and he will put a minister administrator. But Jonathan did it differently. He will allow the sitting governor to be in place, like what transpired in Borno State under Jonathan. There was a state of emergency in Borno State. The governor was on seat. The only thing is that it will give the security agencies liberty to operate beyond what they would have done if there was no state of emergency. Because normally you need a search warrant before you barge into somebody's house. But under state of emergency, most of those laws are suspended. So the military, the police have the leverage to operate outside what the constitution allows, and is permissible under state of emergency. I think that is what is important. So I think the Kaduna State scenario demands such to salvage the situation.
Will state of emergency solve the problem? Looking at the complicit nature,
it will only solve the problem if there is unbiasedness from the point of the security agencies. But if the security agencies are biased, it will not yield any results. But if they are unbiased and the state of emergency, they will move in and they will achieve much.
Okay, let's look at the amendment, the bill to the media bill. that the NBC, the NUJ, and the MPN are talking about?
Okay, we are talking about the
bill.
Nigerian Press Council,
Press Council
and the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission.
It's in all the papers this morning. All the papers carried it on their front page. Let's talk about it. What do you think should be done on that bill?
It's draconian. It's barbaric. It's archaic. Such bill have no place in modern democracy and should be consigned to the dustbin of history. Because if you look at, if you want to discipline journalists who perhaps breach ethical practices, there are what best ways of doing it. Not that you are proposing to throw the person into jail. That's why people are likening that bill to Decree 4 of Buhari regime as a military head of state. I don't know the reason behind the motive of that rep member who happens to hail from Oyo State for coming about that bill. For me, that bill is uncalled for, because there are even relevant sections of the constitution that already capture how a journalist who breaches ethical practices can be sanctioned. And if you feel that is not enough, you can strengthen those areas. Not proposing to throw a journalist into jail. By all standards, what do you want to achieve? You want to truncate that man's or that woman's profession? You want to truncate his career? And this is somebody who perhaps have dependents and perhaps is the breadwinner of the family. So for me, that bill is anti-people, it's anti-democratic, it is draconian, it should be condemned in the strongest possible term. And for me, it should be consigned to the dustbin of history. And I encourage every right-thinking member of the society to speak up against it, to condemn it, and to make influence the National Assembly and the rep in particular to jettison that bill and consign it to the dustbin of history.
Any final thoughts?
My final thought is that what is good for the goose is equally good for the gander. My final thought is that the government of the federal government should show resolve to fight bandits and insurgency the same way that show resolve to fight agitators of people who are agitating to have self-determination. Even as there is laws that guarantee self-determination, look at the resolve of federal government to clamp down on people who are agitating. Look at the invasion of Igbo's house. Look at how Nadikalo was abducted and brought to Nigeria. So that is the result. Federal government should use that tenacity to fight against banditry. We are not seeing it yet, and that makes us feel that the government is not sincere. So my final word is that the government should be fair to all and treat bandits as criminals. They should stop romancing and massaging the banditry. Thank you very much.
Give me 1 minute. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Matthew. Let's greet our viewers this morning. I have Daniel Isozi. Good morning, Daniel Isozi. EAG. Good morning also. Akabogu Clement, good morning. Olori Collins from Malaysia, good morning. Lilian Pascal, say hi. Christian Chuku, special greetings to Mr. Samuel, Chigozie, Rafael Sunday, Mr. Kwara and your crew watching from Madrid, Spain. Jack Williams, all hail Biafra. And Ade Taiwo is also saying good morning. Thank you for being part of the show. I have Mr. Samuel with me this morning.
Yeah, Mr. Christian, good morning.
How was the weekend?
Yeah, wonderful. Even if we know that we'll wake up to another horrible headlines as usual.
Wow.
Good morning, viewers at home. Good morning, everybody.
I have one headline. Bandits abduct Emir of Kajuru, murder children in Zaria. And
Okay.
was abducted in his palace.
Okay, that's good. Yes, man, it's good.
It's not good.
No, let me pick a quote from my very good friend. He's a motivational writer and speaker. His name is Oyekon Mobalaji Kelvin. He said that walking the same path in the same direction, but expecting a different destination equates irrationality. Change the path or change the direction. Change something. Now, you see, we've been operating on the same path, the same policing structure, the same storylines, the same one man from Abuja will control the police of 36 states, 776 local government or so. It's not going to solve the issue of insecurity. So, it's good now that the bushmeat is now catching the hunter. So those who at the point, their region or directly, indirectly, or their people from the upper north really at the point, looking at their body language, don't want state police, have coincidentally been the worst hit of a system that cannot solve the issues of insecurity plaguing the same people. So on the other hand, if you look at it very well, it is good. The act of God must always come to fulfillment. Because maybe if it happened in some other part of the country, they wouldn't have taken it serious.
Do you think that this will be the icebreaker that they will not take security serious in that part of the country?
No, they won't take it serious until something. See, the Nigerian government don't take anything serious. They don't believe in anything. Especially some people within this entity called Nigeria. Until when it gets to a stage that the worst that they can manage, in fact, the condition is horrible. That is when they will sluggishly now say, okay. Just like the issue of NSAS. After a report came out 10 years ago, nothing was done. The federal government did nothing. The committee, the same federal government set up, recommended that the NSAS should be disbanded. They should reform it and gave good suggestion. Nothing happened. So when the people protested, they protest for a week, 2 weeks, they brought in army killed. The people now have to revolt, killed police, burned down so many. Should be the answer. They finally scrapped it. So the issue of state policing and restructuring will always be like, without that, nothing meaningful.
In a climb, what do you think should have been?
No, people. We wouldn't have even waited to this time before you start talking about state police. So you wouldn't have even waited for a so-called government to be quick to speak in the language they understand to certain parts, where the major parts they should have been speaking the language they understand is left because the president's body language is from somewhere, and that has also influenced some activities directly or indirectly from that part. So they should give the kidnappers amnesty and pay the ransom. They should call the Minister of Banditry Affairs to negotiate, and the federal government should remove the oil money and pay as usual.
I don't think they are preparing a solution to this.
No, have they ever followed any solution I prefer? I'm saying what their pattern of solution. They have a solution now, don't they have? They should pay. They should call the Minister of Banditry Affairs, and the government should remove money from the federal coffers and pay. Then all the parents or the Emir too, we have money now. They are allies. The Emir is not a poor man. They should raise money and send rice and motorcycle for those people.
Okay, some people are saying Middle Belt Forum asked Buhari to declare state of emergency in Kaduna State. Would that also be a solution to insecurity in that state?
If some of the things happening in Kaduna or some part of the country happens elsewhere, we know what some of them would have said by now. Some of their party affiliates and people from some part of the country. So it's long overdue. You can call it. You don't even need somebody to tell you to declare state of emergency. What is happening? If you're sincere, but there are implications whichever way if you want to look at declaring state of emergency. So, but you need to do it in recognition of the constitutional power of the state. So just like how it was being done some years back, not the Obasanjo state of emergency, but the one that Goodluck Ebele Jonathan did. So the governor will perform, and there will be a mix between the military architecture and the democratic system, because people voted in the governor. So there should be a balance in declaring the state of emergency. But we know he will not declare it. After all, it's his region. It's from northwest.
He eventually declares.
Yes, to a reasonable extent, it will solve so many things. Other than allow a civilian whose body language, like a religious fanatic or somebody whose action have been turning towards one religion and a certain set of people, and his activities against others. So it won't be fair in handling the security issues.
Okay. PDP Ndume, thank over transmission of polls results. Electronic transmission won't work in North, says Ali Ndume.
Is it new that the Northern will tell you the electoral transmission will not work?
But are they not using technology?
Who?
The North.
To count election? Or to make phone calls and do...
It won't work in the North.
That's what I'm saying. No, they can use technology maybe to do video calls. I watch Ali Ndume doing Skype, a video call from Borno to Channel TV and some other station for interview. But that will work. But when it comes to when you go electronic, you won't allow these people to have their way. They know. So excuses will pop up. So that's what we say. If you go regional government, the country should go based on ethnic division. So an Ali Ndume can decide to be voting with paper in the next 100 years. They should follow that path. So in the south, where technology and the highest numbers of tech companies are being discovered by southerners, the guy that finished from Covenant University discovered I've forgotten. I don't know why I keep forgetting the company the guy discovered. A Nigerian, two Nigerian guys.
They sold over $2
dollars US firm. There's another Igbo guy that just discovered a reading plan that you can stand. I think he finished from Imo State. You can start to read a technology. So the southerners are moving. So they are moving. The North are moving. So we should differentiate it and let everybody follow their leadership pattern and what they want. So that's why we say regional government was the time the country functioned most. If we can't move, let us regionalize it. Or we get 2 presidents, or 3, if possible 6. So Ali Ndume will be, they should follow their voting pattern in that side of the country is from. So that's why when you see that we are not together in so many issues, is it not commonsensical? You wore shirts that carries multiple colors. I wore a plain pattern. So you follow your own. I do what? I follow my own. This guy signed the war round neck. He follows his own. Is that not liberal enough to make everybody follow their path? In this age and time, some people want to manipulate the system because there's always no vote in the North.
There's no vote.
They don't vote. They just call some people with some certain cabal just write vote. Why? Even if they want to vote, they bring underage. So go and check most of the videos online now.
Is that how?
And bring. That is how their voting pattern is. There's no need to debate. It's in the public domain. Everybody knows that. It's in the public. What vote do they normally? They should go electronic like every developed part of the world, or divide the country. The North and Ndume should be their president. They should be using paper. Because not.
Talking this, man, it seems you are tired.
No, when you have a people that is thinking in one way and the other one is thinking the other way, is it not commonsensical? Everybody follow their path. Follow your path. Pantami should be a governor in a northern state. Follow his path. So it's obvious. So, but it is now stupid when you now make those kind of people to be leaders from somebody like me. There is God, though. It's not making sense now. In this age and time. No, nah.
Tinubu fielded Buhari 2011 in South Africa.
Well, I don't want to go to generalization of those kind of school of thought. It's because the system made Tinubu that he must always pick somebody there so that his interest can be covered. So not because on a normal day, Tinubu have affiliation with the likes of Oshibajo. They are brilliant people. Even if when they got to power, the powers that be will make them turn mumu. I think Oshibajo was the president of Southwest alone. He will not perform that. We will go and abuse him in church. He's my church member. We will take him openly. But now the system makes it a little bit difficult to say something because he's more or less a vice president. Sorry, a vice principal. Oh no, sorry. No, sorry. Makes him. It will make him work. I don't want to use some terminology. If you go social media, some say it's vice principal academics. But let's not go there. I'm not saying that. But the vice president will not perform like. If you notice when Buhari left, he was able to do 1 or 2 things. So, but my own question to him, I'm pushing it. If he's a Christian and he's a law professor, like, it takes nothing for him to resign and go and stay in UK or London and maintain his name. But he won't resign. He wants to be there. He won't resign. So that I can eat from the system. In case Buhari die, you might be president too. Some people gave most of these people false prophecies. They gave them false hope. Some fake men of God prophesy fake in 2015. Everything tumbled the reverse. And we have so many of them coming out for 2023. So we are the only political prophets that will tell you the realistic opinion. Nothing from this structure will be good in 2027. Nothing is coming up good. Is there the president comes out from north. Dollar as at findings, $100 goes to about almost 50,000 naira. So before 2027, the same $100 will be giving you nothing less than 100,000 or close to. So nothing is. So keep this video so that this is 2021. So you play it by 2022, you play it by 2023, you play it by 2024, play it by 2025, so that you will know that so we don't need to open church or mosque before we start giving you statistical inferences of what will happen. So for those who were in school back then, we told them that these people don't have what it takes to provide solutions to Nigeria's problem. So that is why somebody can borrow 2 trillion and be using 1 trillion to be paying, servicing the debts. The money where you take the service the debt, you don't bring half of the money where you borrow. So what is the meaning of madness if you want to define madness?
I challenge you as let me call you a political prophet. What will happen to Nnamdi Kanu July 26th?
July 26th. No, there's likelihood that the evidence might not be much enough. They will keep postponing. See, there's only one tactic to keep the man there in order to ease the tempo of the agitation. It happened now in this country now. They kept him from 2015 or 2016 to 2017. Then they now attacked him. They know that if they attack him, he will run. So that they will use that one as an excuse. So you now see the same one government, judiciary. You have judiciary, executive, and legislature. So the judiciary is the one that gave him bail. The executive through the army went to his house. So you accept him to stay. When you say army went to his house, and it was the same government that took him to the judiciary. So they should have, you see, when you see this system, you can easily predict their mago and childish tactics. So now the guy, they say, he jumped below. So he would have said so that he would die. So in the process of jumping bail, that one too ran out of the country. Now find his way back to Kenya. They smuggled him back to Nigeria. Then they now start charging. So they are now careful, like, let's not do like the case of Boko Haram. So you can see probably they will find one allegation or two and rope him that yes, you can't give you bail because you've done bail before, which is logical. Then the argument will be on and on. So they're not like, okay, what do we do? Like the case of Sunday Igboho, one king said he will take him, that he should drop the agitation. Now, the question is it the agitation that you are taking him to go and negotiate to drop? Or the allegation the government placed against him for gun running? Because it's two different things now. So, but the king is smart because they were intimidated Sunday. So, okay, when you intimidate and small, you use police and army, he will run. When he run, somebody will now stay and an elite will now carry him. Will now will negotiate for it, but you will drop the agitation. You know, there's no way this country can divide. Even if we know that the country cannot be better, but as long as we find something for you, calm down, eat. Even the people you are fighting for too, most of them don't trust you. Because nobody come out for you to even fight. So what will happen is you won't be the first to fight this agitation. So we will take care of you. Drop the agitation. You can't win government too. Let me be telling you, you can't win government. So drop the agitation. So it is a divide and rule mechanism that we've known. So they will keep Nnamdi Kanu, even if you might not be able to lay him with legal principle. Because it will be a tough debate within the court of law. It depends on your lawyer, the argument on ground. So how do you start defining how he jumped bail? Something happened before he jumped bail. There was a case in court by Ina Baribi. To debate his whereabouts because it was the army that saw him last. before he jumped the bail. So and the two other shorties were already in court because the court said he should produce Nnamdi Kanu. So they were already telling that the army who went to attack this house after him collected bail should be the one to. So because that is the premise of how he jumped the bail. So that was already in court even before they brought him back. We make the court system very interesting for some of us to watch. We'll just get popcorn. At least we can get popcorn for 200 and one Coke 350. So we'll just be reading and be laughing. So I haven't gotten to that page. You now start looking for how the evidence will so nail a man in the UK, how powerful he is to have said the ESN to destroy, to kill police. Wow! So, but the man is in Nigeria now. I've not seen ESN burn down the same. So you are saying that as a government, or the government and every apparatus government does not have the power to discover the intelligence that there's ESN that want to burn station and INEC office. So it was the man. It shows how logical our government is when they are talking. That is in London. That is more coordinated and has the power, the security architecture to be giving instruction, and they are following. Wow, what a wonderful Nnamdi Kanu. Which is, we should give Nnamdi Kanu the grand commander of the people of the South. See the government and all his excuses are just, I don't know how they think when they come out to talk. Now, the intelligence that they gathered for Sunday was not used to have known that the ESN, one man in London, is dishing out instruction to burn down police, to burn down, to kill. So you now see a people that when they talk, they are not making sense to themselves, but they still come out and talk for getting flimsy excuses. So when you now get the evidence to nail down, so you see the political moves and the politics of divide and rule. Some allies will go to and beat the system and say, Nnamdi, calm down. Oh, you are not the first person. You are not the first person to have done this. Calm down. So they will now use that. Even when the real issues, the foundational issues of the Biafran agitation was not solved. Because it makes no sense if you check the origin of the Biafran struggle. That 5 Igbo boys in the army decided to take laws into their hand as a result of coup will now be generalized to term. See, I'm not an Igbo man, I will be saying the truth. To term the coup as Igbo in general. Where did they sit to discuss with the millions of Igbo that they want to go and take over the coup? That was the origin of the foundational problem. And we had leadership that were not brought in mindset to step into the situation and be fair to everybody, both the north and south. So the foundational issues have not been addressed. And that's why the North Central now, because of that same foundational issues, are having a different mind. And that is why the Southwest, because of the same foundational issues, some people still believe that a part of the Nigeria killed MK Abiola. Forget the political alignment by some certain set of people in the same region. Some people have it in mind that no, he did not die natural death. Just like the way some people still have it in mind that the system, directly or indirectly, did not favor Awolowo. The same thing, some people still have it in mind that Kesarawa was killed unjustly. Some regions still have it in mind that the current structure of Zamfara, how much they bring from the gold where they share for us. So there is always something in the mind of all the alignment that make up the Nigeria. So in order to ease this alignment, you go regional or you decentralize a reasonable part of the economy or things within the exclusively, so that the federal would be easy for people that don't have oil and then food the massa and NNPC. So many graduates in his house, so many of us, jobless ones, we full streets. So you now see a system that, so you can't continue like this when you know that you are more intelligent than some people from some certain part of the country, and they will always get the job. They will call somebody in Abuja. We know of so many. The last year's short service recruitment we did, and some of us applied even in the Navy and in the Army, but your name will never come out because you don't have somebody that knows somebody in Abuja. You don't speak. So the point is, when you decentralize some of this system, it will give a policing structure to the man from the Southwest to participate in his police, and the intellectual ones might be integrated to some of these things. It will create more jobs, decentralize some of these things, and there should be competition within each region. Not that some people in Abuja will just sit and call somebody in one federal ministry that is in Lagos to pick somebody from certain part of the country, and that is all. So you now see them when they come to address you on some national issues, you will be crying that how this one take reach here, where we get so many doctors. People do masters in Nigeria because they don't have job. Go and do masters instead of say, show me log by masters from me. go and do masters. You can't be roaming. When you finish the masters, you do PhD. When you finish the PhD, you still roam about. So your parents will be training children from primary to secondary to university. They will still be giving the child money for. So that is the system we found. But the key issues that the governors or even the political allies should be fighting for, both the one that made law on in the Imo State for protest. Protest is his own problem of all the issues in Nigeria. Anti-mob, stupid things. Why didn't he make law that the political officer that like him and others that is seen to have stolen maybe 10 million should be sentenced to 10 years or 20 years imprisonment? Why didn't he make law that, if the political class is not able to carry out his function, some of them go and sleep in House of Rep. In Senate, they sleep. Why didn't he make law as a political officer that within the period I will be in school, in office, my children should also be part of, they should be going to public school, Nigerian school? How many times the leaders of some of these developed nations come to Nigeria for healthcare? So the chairman of Governors Forum, Emir, said in the last 10 years, 76,000 Nigerians have been killed as a result of either ethnic war, insecurity. 76,000 human. Well, everybody here, I don't think it's up to 1,000. 76,000. So you see a country that spew lives anyhow, then you now say the country will be. The final thought is the more you spew life, the vengeance will be crying. And the blood of those innocent people that have always been dying has always been crying. So irrespective of whichever, for those who say it is one Nigeria, is this country one? So if you want to make it one, make everybody equal, adjust the constitution to accommodate everybody, decentralize the powers that be in Abuja. Somebody in Abuja cannot know the security challenge of the man in Ogba. Decentralize the power. Let the legislature be on part-time. So many recommendations are in the confab report. The one Jonathan did, even the one El-Rufai did under the APC government. So it is a pity that all our Ojota protesters who collected money in 2014, so many of them claim integrity that they don't have. Many of them collected money. So for ethnic alignment, they all kept quiet. So between what is happening now, so nobody is bringing back all the children that have been kidnapped. So the life of those under Jonathan was much more precious than the ones now. So there was unnecessary ethnic alignment to attack the man from an Ijaw nation. If Jonathan was from a major ethnic group, that wouldn't have happened. Not that the government of Jonathan was perfect, but the level of opposition you're seeing now, because the man there is from a major ethnic group. So that is the problem we have. There's always a gang up within the system from certain ethnic group against others, especially if you are from the minority. So you do the constitutions to include everybody. So the Ojota protesters, how many of them came out when they killed the Nessas? When I make it, how many of them came out in all the kidnapping? So nobody is bring back our girls. All the girls now, they're not okay. Nobody is bringing back all the children. So the hypocrisy of the system will kill the system.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, how was your weekend?
Fine.
I'm just a bit not too happy because the football did not stay at home in England this time around.
Went to Rome.
We went to Rome back, so it's kind of unfortunate, man.
Italy, because England, I don't see them as people that are really fair when it comes to their own country.
But we should have given it to them. 55 years jinx, they will have, it will have been broken, but God knows it. I mean, it's quite unfortunate, man.
Okay, let's look at. Do you have any? Will you respond to what Samuel was saying? Do you have anything to respond to what Mr. Samuel
I didn't hear him clearly. I didn't hear, there was background noise, really, So maybe you can put it back to me so that I can.
Let's look at bandits abduct Emir of Kaduna, murder children in Zaria State.
Nah, that's the business. That's the norm now. That's the. I mean,
Emir has been abducted. I think that's the first time.
They abducted a judge that went to deliver a case. That's last week. Something Babangida or Baban something that they said he escaped on his own.
Bandits
but,
killed him.
So it's a norm. It's not a new thing. I mean, it's just becoming a day-to-day activities for those guys. They are having a few days. What I just say is, do we still have government? Do we have government in this Nigeria? Do we have government? We have two set of, law now. The law for the south and the law for the north. The bandits are busy destroying the north. There is no DSS. I expected the state secret police that are hunting Igbo, that are hunting Nnamdi Kanu should go after those bandits. They are feasible. They know their location. If they don't know their location, they should go to Sheikh Gume to lead them there. So I don't know how many are the bandits. What's the population of this country? 200 million, and you have some minor, nonchalant, barbaric elements that call themselves bandits, with some, full loyalty, full support of the, power brokers, in quotes and unquote, that are sitting down in Abuja there, just, putting a blind face on the activities. I mean, these bandits, if they don't have supporters, I don't think they cannot be going stronger like this. They are going.
Supporters from where?
Supporters from, we all know. I don't need to say
because
this.
Because a lawmaker has been killed, according to a judge.
Yes, they have sympathizers. That's what I'm saying. A lawmaker has been killed, but the people that are supposed to take charge of them, who swear to the oath that they will defend the territorial district of this country, they are sitting down in Abuja, just putting out a lame instruction that you go and attack, you give them the language they understand. Are they be able to give them the language they understand? As the bandits, have they been neutralized? They are still there, getting stronger and stronger every day. And we say we are one Nigeria. We say this country is united. This country is a nation. It's not a nation to me. It's a divided nation. It's a regional. The way it is now, it's going regional. And we have to accept that nothing works with this current system we have. Nothing works. Look at 2023 around the corner now. That's the continuity of the suffering year. That's the year of continuity, the renewal of the suffering of Nigeria. That's if you allow these political jargons to still be going on. With all these political leaders that they've turned to tyrants, and they don't want to give us a space. There's no civil space for you and I, as we're talking now. We don't have any space to breathe. We don't. Look at what is happening to press. Look at press bill, press amendment, what's it called? Act. Look at what is happening. And it's not a shame that the National Assembly that we voted for, that we're supposed to. You see, I just dislike a country whereby I am and the citizen don't even know their left hand from their right hand. I don't like that country. I don't like such a country I'm into now. I can say I'm one of the most frustrated humans.
Is it that we are afraid? Or
I don't know. That means you have to opinion sample to ask the youth what is going on. What is going on? To even protest now is a crime. There's a 5-year jail term waiting for you. If you organize a rally against government or if you protest against the government, 5 years jail term. And
they have not passed.
No, they will still. They will still. You have the rubber stamp senators that say, assembly, legislators now. You have a rubber stamp because of what they want to feed on, because of the agenda for the next election. They just believe the slaves will still come out and vote for the masters. And who are the slaves? These are the youths that collect 1 naira, 5 naira for their destiny. They still believe these slaves will still come out, no matter how, because they've killed to themselves the power. And what is the power? The cash, man. They've impoverished everybody so that you won't be able to think well again. And when 2023 comes, they start doling out that giveaway package that will not last you more than even a week, and you continue suffering for the next 4 years again. I don't know what is going on in this country. The devil has really taken over this country. The devil has taken over the leadership of this country. So what is going on now is the way out. We should resist this press amendment act they want to bring out to gag the press. I've been saying this for the past 2 months or so, that they want to throw us into darkness. They want to throw us into a blackout. They want to detach us from the rest of the world so that we will not be informed, So we now become country like Somalia, we now become country like Haiti, we now become country like, backward. You could see, man, you could see what is the meaning of this. Look at it. Once they kill it, I won't even know what is going on in Abuja again. If somebody stole billions of naira now, the news will not even reach to the masses to know these are the faces of, thief. I don't know. Maybe we should sit down and what is the problem of this country? What are we going through in this country? When you look at the whole appointments in this country, it belongs to a section, a part of the country. All the aviation of this world, the aviation ministry, all the, what's it called? The ports, the transport, everything, go there. Somebody was saying, I could overhear this guy saying, you apply for a job vacancy, but you're just wasting your time. The people that they want to pick has been picked already. You will just find out that somebody that has a school cert, even that did not even go to that did not even have a school cert, you see him in Abuja in a posh office, occupying a posh position. How did they get there? So they want to tell us that your education is no more relevant to them. The education is no more relevant in this country. That is where they are going to. We are educated people in the south here, but they want to tell you either you go to Cambridge, you go to Unilag, you go to anywhere, you come back and still be a slave on that, which is what we have to work out. And I could give kudos to those southwest governors that formulate like 6 regional, the 9 regional, system. Propose it to them. I think they should wake up. The power, the people in power now, the president and the Senate, the National Assembly generally, they should wake up and borrowed, even if they can't utilize all the proposals of the southwest governor, that we should form a 9 regional system of government in this country. If they cannot do that, they should pick up the one that are useful in it and make use of it. But do we have a listening president? Do we have a listening National Assembly? Which is a rubber stamp National Assembly you have to do. Everybody is making. And what I'm looking at is, all this country belong a one-party tyrant state. We are in for it. You could see all the PDP now, they are collapsing. They are collapsing into APC. They are crossing every night. In Lagos State, they are moving. And this is a party that's been bringing hardship to us. This is a party that's brought us to the lowest level of humanity. And you still see, I don't know. What do you think? Maybe I should ask you. What do you think is happening, man, Mr. Christian? What do you think? Why are we in this mess? The Igbo owner has gone underground. Why what's it called? The bandits, the X-Men, they're having a field day. The secret police, they know where the bandits are. Why can't they carry out such operation they carry out in the Igbo's house? Midnight operation to raid the bandits. Or if they don't know where the bandit is, there's their patron that has volunteered to lead them. There's a patron that has volunteered to lead them to where the bandit is, which is Sheikh Gumi. He has volunteered himself. If you want to talk to these guys, I will volunteer myself to lead you to where they are. And they are having a field day. Bandits are enjoying more than you. They are enjoying Nigeria more than me.
Oluwabu is saying that he will go and beg Buhari for Sunday go, so that he will tell Sunday go to drop his agitation. What's your take on that?
Oluwabu, what's it called? Iwo, he should go and beg Buhari to attend to this crisis of banditry, to go and tackle this banditry. He should send that message to Buhari to please rise up to the occasion and quash the bandits in a language they understand. We've not seen any. Our soldiers have been overwhelmed. Gallant soldiers, they have been overwhelmed. Why? Because the superior forces of those bandits is more than the soldiers, Nigerian soldiers, with 200 million people. 200 million people. America will have helped you. America came. What plans do you have? What strategy do you have on ground? Nobody to tell them that. Nobody to. So I don't know. It's we that we have to liberate ourselves. It's either you defend yourself on your own. And there was a statement the defense minister said one time that Nigerians should rise up and defend themselves. Now, what are you going to use to defend yourself? When the bandits are carrying AK-47, when the what's it called, the X-men are carrying AK-47. So the ordinary citizen now will defend himself with mouth or stick, or it's unreasonable. I think before any election, that is, if we're still going to be one together, one Nigeria together, let's subject all these guys to psychiatric, treatment. Any leader that wants to rule us in this country, let him or her first of all subject himself to psychiatric tests, because they are our leaders. Once they get to that power, maybe there's demon in that National Assembly, or there's demon in that House of Rock that change their orientation, that the virus that enter them, that they will not know what they are doing again. So it's a big problem ahead we are facing.
Ndume, tango over transmission of poll results. Ndume is saying that electronic transmission won't work in the north, says Ali.
It won't. It won't. Because that's the power block of majority of.
Okay, it will work in the south, it will work in the north.
It will south. It's in north. Why have you not had population census in this country? There are two laws, mind you, law for the south and another law for the north. It's what they want, they will abide with, and they will tell you when you are saying presidency should come to the south. What did they tell you? They say you cannot harass us to hand over the presidency to you guys. We will use our own discretion. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying. Now, one time ago, there was a guy that was appointed, the chairman of National Population Commission. It was a statement that he made pertaining to the North that removed him from that power. Odumegu, he was the chairman of, he was the MD of Nigerian Breweries Limited there. Nigerian Breweries. So, we have been caged, my brother. The section of this country has been caged. Why is this another section of this country is free, has the freedom, has the liberty to do and undo? Why we here, we've been caged? Take it or leave it. We've been caged. We are in cage as we are now. Because once they don't release you, you can't move. Once they release you, you move. With the hardship policy, with everything going on now.
What I want to understand is, why can't electronic transmission work in the north? Your opinion?
It will not work. It will not work because of that is the region that dictates the presidency. That's the region that dictates, I still repeat it, that dictates the president.
Not elections. Not elections.
They will tell you majority carry the votes. They have the population. They believe they have the population. So is there anything they want, you have to abide with. Once they've told you the transmission, the electronic transmission of the state cannot work in the north, that means they are trying to tell you our own level of education, the standard we have now has not gotten to this. Your electronic transmission, system of election now. We've not gotten to it. So it's just like you're going to a market, you're telling market woman that you want him to be doing electronic transfer. Is it most market women that understand what is electronic transfer? Or you want to buy pepper from a pepper seller there, you're asking him that, madam, that will do transfer. What would be the woman reply? No, give me my cash. That is what it means, that they want everything should be analog the way it is now. Don't bring in any system for us that it will look archaic to us.
Okay. One more question. COVID-19 third wave imminent in Lagos State. Someone is saying that COVID-19 third wave is imminent. That we be careful. Churches should bring down their capacity. populated places to bring down their passport?
We shouldn't be talking of COVID in this country because the problem at ground on ground is more than COVID. It's more far, dangerous than COVID. What we are witnessing now is more than COVID. Now there was, have you heard of people mandating people to be using face masks again? Because they know Nigerians are tired. COVID is not a problem. It's the leadership that are problem. It's the leadership. If the leadership don't even get it right, there's no how COVID will still penetrate this country. Because all of them, they have two laws. The law for the commoners and the law for the elites. Have you ever seen any elite that's been arrested that he broke the COVID law? I was arrested last year. I broke the COVID law.
Arrested.
I was arrested by the Nigerian police station there. That I broke the COVID law. Until I was telling them now, I broke the COVID law. What is the next way? I'm supposed to be transferred to Panti to go and face the consequence. And the consequence is I will do alimony service. That's maybe they'll give me broom, I'll sweep. I'll pay 2,000 instead of putting me down there. It wasn't an easy thing, It wasn't an easy. So COVID is not a problem. COVID is hunger and mismanagement of government, and hunger is even more dangerous than COVID. You don't know, because if you don't have food, your immune system will not be okay. You get what I'm saying? How many Nigerians are well fed in this country now? How many? And this is a government that is talking COVID. The last year, you could remember the warehouse saga, that all of them stock rice. The food they're supposed to supply, give out to the people. Open food banks all around for people to eat, so that their immune system will be okay, they will not be. But as they did not do that, God is still protecting us from COVID. So, to me, problem of Nigeria goes beyond COVID. They should not be hiding under COVID to excuse themselves from doing the rightful duty they appointed them for.
Any final thoughts on Nigeria?
My final thought is 2023 is coming.
Okay.
Let us shine our eye, especially the youths. And kudos to Abdul Mumuni that went to the court again, I could see my brother Marvin Hagler there jumping and warming up to take over. So let me just quickly, before he boxed me out, man. So what I'm just saying is, the problem of Nigeria now is, look at what they're saying, that Serap went to court to order the court to tell the president, to tell the National Assembly, to tell the governor to slash their salary, to slash all these bogus allowances they are making from us. They should stop sucking us dry. We've dried enough. We don't want to die with this hunger. They should stop all this bogus embezzlement they are doing. Enough is enough, right? We should put an end to it. And the problem now is, how are we going to liberate ourselves out? They've gagged us. They don't want any protest again. If you protest 5 years in prison, where are the lawyers?
If you pay ransom, 15 years.
Where are our lawyers now? Where are our Falano? Where are our Ezekome? Where are our Agbakoba? That stood firm. This is not the first time we've been facing this kind of thing. We faced it under Abacha. That they gagged the press. The press went under, they were doing guerrilla publication. Then, all night you won't even know where they are publishing from. And Abacha will still be tracking with DSS. So is it, to be a Yoruba man is a crime in this country? To be an Igbo man is it a crime? To be a Niger Delta Ijaw man, is it a crime? To be a North Central, Benue, is it a crime? The way things are going, I think the end is coming.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, my comrade there. He made good points. Let me tell you, they should slash salaries from the last man in the office to Mr. President. Do you imagine? Do you know how much that goes to minister, honorable minister, a minister in Nigeria? Just security vote for them. Security vote does not go only to the governors. There is a security vote paid to ministers. Each minister is collecting 250 million in a month as security vote.
As security vote.
I'm telling you. What are they using the money for? Do you know how much a governor is collecting as a security vote? Every month. Still, there are problems, there are issues in each state. They won't use that money to solve those issues.
Let's look at Kaduna. Middle Belt Forum asked Buhari to declare state of emergency in Kaduna State.
Yes, it's a welcome idea. What is happening over there, especially in the education industry, is so staggering. It is so outrageous. You understand? That is pathetic. Look at just last week alone. Do you know how many pupils that were kidnapped in Kaduna State? People from a Bethel Baptist school. And their target is only Christian schools alone.
Only Christians?
Christian school. In Kaduna State, Christian schools. At Lekki there, are they not Christians? The one that happened at Lekki, kidnapping. Their target this time is education. Because they want to reduce Nigerians to zero. Do you know what it takes for a generation of people not to receive education? You won't have anything upstairs. Whatever anybody tells you, you take it. Whatever government tells you, you take it. Because you are not well informed. Their children are well informed. They would rather prefer taking their children to UK to study in America and other countries in Europe. While we in Nigeria here, our children, to afford school fees alone this time around, to afford school fees, my brother, is like trekking from here to Washington, D.C. Now in the north again, they don't want Western civilization. The ideology that Boko Haram is fighting for is now booming in the northern states. Stop Western civilization. That's why every school in Kaduna State, every school in Kano State, especially missionary schools, are their targets. How many pupils were abducted from Bethel Baptist School last week in Kaduna State? The abductors, they are questioning the parents, questioning government, demanding bags of rice, which of course we know that many of their demands have been met right away. So the parents of those pupils, they bought rice in bags, 10 cartons of Maggi cubes, gallon of oil to abductors so that they will be feeding the pupils who know whether it is true or not true. My brother, let me tell you, Kaduna State, Niger State, Plateau State, Adamawa State, Benue State, there should be states of emergency on the security, in the security sector.
Will that solve the situation?
That can solve the situation. Let the military, Shebi, they know how to shoot. Nigerian soldiers, they know how to shoot. Police, they know how to shoot. They should go there and take over the administrations of that region. The administration of that region should be given to the police and the soldier. Each state should appoint a military administrator, sometimes IGs, police commissioners, to take over the affairs of those states. Because they can shoot, provided they learn to shoot. Anything protesting, anything rioting in Nigeria, even people just, anytime people gather around to discuss politics, police will come there and release their guns, killing innocent civilians. This time around, kidnapping in the mid-belt is getting out of hand. They shouldn't wait until we tell them. They should declare state of emergency there. Let the soldiers go and learn. Let the soldiers go and show their competence on shooting. They are all marksmen. They are all marksmen. They can shoot. So this time around, they should declare state of emergency there.
Okay, let's move over to PDP Ndume Tango over transmission of poll results. Electronic transmission of results won't work in the north, says Ali.
Oh, thank you so much. The way I'm seeing it is that we are having the worst senators in the history of Federal Republic of Nigeria. The worst political plenary ever in the history of this country is this current sitting senators. Anything that they bring their way from the executive, Ahmed Lawan will sign. They don't look at the other side of it. They don't even debate it. They don't even look at it. e-voting, electronic transmission is the best. It is working in the United States. It is working in Europe. It is working in Ghana. Why can't it work in Nigeria? Yes, of course, in the northern states there, we know normally they don't go to voting. They just calculate everything and come out with their own result. Later they will tell you that they have more population. Northern state is more populated than the southern states. Do they conduct election in the northern Nigeria? We know, you and I know. See, go online and watch what is going on in the north. Anytime, each and every time, there is voting, election in Nigeria. 9-year-old, 8-year-old, 11-year-old, 13-year-old. They will line in procession. They don't even vote. Those ones, they voted as young as they are. Of course, you know the age limit in Nigeria is from 18 up. But after counting those lads, damsels, small girls, small boys, young boys, underage, they will say, come out with a figure that will help them to emerge winners. Not in Nigeria, northern Nigeria, they don't go to poll. The kind of their leadership there is quite different from the kind of the leadership we have in the southern Nigeria. We all in the southern Nigeria, we always go by the Nigerian constitution. But the kind of leadership they have in the northern Nigeria, they follow what is called quota system or basis. Kangaroo constitution, kangaroo leadership. What do they do there? Because the amount of development and the standard of living in the south is higher, their own is lower. So their own is traditional way of leadership. Kangaroo. Are you listening to me? So how do you think electronic transmission can go on well there? It cannot. A man with low mentality cannot approve it. A man with low mentality, Emir, masquerade, they cannot approve it because they are not in Nigeria. They are engrossed on this Islamic ideology of a thing. It has killed the system over there. That's why Nigerian system, it can never work. It can never go well with northern system. North system is quite different from our own system here because we don't contravene Nigerian constitution. We don't contravene rules and regulation in the southern Nigeria. While in the north there, vice versa, reverse is the case. They follow their religion. They anchored Islamic religion, ideology from 18th century to date in the northern Nigeria. Not in Western civilization is being applicable there over the years.
They are being supported by Britain.
And they are being supported by England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland. That's why Italy beat them stupor yesterday. They lost. After 55 years, they are not living the right life. You are watching me over there in UK. I know most of you like this platform. I'm telling you, you are not getting it the real way. All your way is crooked, unreal. I'm telling you, that's why the Igbo man is suffering. British man is not doing it the right way. That's why the Yoruba man is suffering. British man is not doing it the right way. That's why the Efik, Ibibio, and the German, all of us are suffering in the southern Nigeria because Britain, our colonial master, they are crooked people. They can never see what is right and do it. And remember, we are their brethren in the Christendom, but they're not doing it the right way. Children of Esau, you have lost to Italy because you are wicked people. You children of Esau, British. The system in the north is caused by Britain. It is the British ideology that if the south is allowed to have their way, the rapidity, the speed of development here in technology, socio-political, economically will be too overwhelming. Too overwhelming. The whole world cannot hold us. Yes, Britain will turn to servant to us. Yes, technologically, Japan and America will be coming behind. That's why Britain keep on suppressing and suppressing Igbo man, suppressing Yoruba man, suppressing Efik man, Ijaw man and Yoruba man. They don't want us to move forward. They are thieves. Italy beat them 2-4. When they scored their early goal yesterday, they were jubilated. I said, look at them. So that British tabloid will see what to write. But I know that British tabloid, they are silent this morning. There's no sign of them all over UK. They are silent because Italy has bring them down again. Tomorrow, next year is going to be 56 years. This year, they made that kind of debut 55 years ago. But comes 2022, it's going to be 56 years ago as it goes on until Britain do the needful, the right thing.
Okay, any final thoughts, Mr.
The final talk, as I say, is that if Nnamdi Kanu comes 26th of this month, comes out from that DSS detention facilities where he has been kept incarcerated and confined for how many days now? Nnamdi Kanu, if he gets to the courtroom, Nnamdi Kanu is going free. Ask me why. When a hostage kidnapped, when a man is kidnapped for a nation, he is taken to where? A hidden place, uncompleted body, jungle. But when he eventually discovered where he is by security operatives, by the civilians, what happened? You let him off the hook. The person will fly. When we discovered Nnamdi Kanu, this 26th July, and set our eyes on him,
I think it's okay. It's okay. It's fine.
Mr. Chigeze, good morning.
Good morning,
Can you respond to
everyone.
what Mr. Sarafe just said? That come 26th, you subscribe to that prophecy, if I may call it, of his.
Prophecy. Do you liken Mr. Raf to a prophet? Well, I think he has right to his opinion, and which I'm not against. And be that as it may, you see, there was an information reaching me that Nnamdi Kanu would have been, the original intention was to kill him in Kenya. And because he, as his person, he never gave in to such intimidation. So he created a scene within the airport, which of course most people capture the scenario. And that's, I think, caused some pandemonium within, confusion within the assailants from going on with the assassination. So they have to, of course, move him to undisclosed location to torture him and seeing if he can give in the struggle. But being the person he is, and of course, having taken an oath of allegiance to Chukwu Okike Abiyama, I think he maintained his position, notwithstanding the threats, even at the point of death. Before the Nigerian counterpart was called upon to pick him, the original intention was to kill him. But my own concern, why should, of course, as a public analyst, why should, of course, Nnamdi Kanu be allowed to move on without any company or without his lieutenant forming his entourage? I think whatever happens, I think God has a way of taking humanity unawares. So sometimes what seems to be bad or very heartbreaking might be a process of total emancipation. That I quite agree. Of course, there are evidence, of course, that abounds according to the legal counsel to Nnamdi Kanu in person of Ifeanyi Ejiofor, barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. He has evidence, substantial evidence, which he will tender before the court of law during as the prayer comes up at 26th of this month. So we are looking up to the way forward, and of course, in this current dispensation, I mean, human dispensation, we are fast evolving, and we can no longer tolerate intimidation from any quarter. We can no longer tolerate inhuman treatment method on especially a particular race, the Igbo or Biafra. So I think, of course, from the information available to me, Nnamdi Kanu is just a prisoner of conscience. So it's not the terrorist that was, of course, he was accused of. He's a prisoner of conscience. You have the right to your conscience of expression and the right to choose. So it seems, especially the Fulani race have declared war against the entire region. I believe there are some ethnic nationalities from the north that are not happy with the development within this contraction, within this country. So they are not happy with what, of course, Buhari and his allies and Fulani natives are doing. So they condemn it in its totality. But unfortunately, they have no voice. And if perhaps they have to aid their views, it may not be heard. But that notwithstanding, I think we are looking up to a more promising way of resolving the issue.
Okay.
The best thing, of course, is to kill Nigeria and let humanity be preserved.
Okay, PDP Ndume Tango over transmission of poll results. Ndume is saying that electronic transmission won't work in the north. I want to ask, what do you think might be the reason why electronic transmission won't work in the north?
Well, it won't work because they have a master plan to, of course, hand over to another Fulani extraction. It won't work because Nigeria is a lawless state. Nigeria has no regard or respect for the rule of law. And there is no transparency in the process and the acts of governance within this country. In this 21st century, I don't understand what the National Assemblies are doing. How do you deliberate on such issues? That electronically you can capture the biodata and other information of the prospective voters. And during the electioneering, you conduct the checks and all that using the biometrics. And why not yet transmit the outcome of the results? That would have made it very easy than moving the ballot papers from one point or one location to the other, which in the process of transition, they will forge on, it will be doctored. You see, they understood what they're doing because they are bent at, of course, stealing another mandate from the masses. Comes the year 2022, if eventually Nigeria survives, which I'm in very much doubt with the current situation. I don't think there is anything like Nigeria comes 2023. Of course, you heard from the former deputy governor of CBN, I think it's Ismaila Melafia. Yes, he made some revelation that the Fulani empire, even from other regions within the Sahel region, are planning for war, to declare war against the Nigerian the indigenous people of Nigeria. By that I mean southwest, southeast, middle belt, and what have you. Comes the year 2020. Maybe in the bid of perfecting their plans, they, of course, probably may want to move ahead, a step ahead, to silence the vocal voice from the south. So it is more or less a war declared against the Fulani oligarchies the Fulani Caliphate and other ethnic nationality within the country. And of course, to this effect, they have been mobilizing their machineries and, of course, equipping them with the most sophisticated weapon, which ordinarily wouldn't have been affordable by these so-called headers. So it shows that there are something beating the drum for these Fulani headers. When a masquerade is dancing in the market square, it means something behind is beating the drum for the masquerade. And I think we are living in this consciousness, and of course you can see the level of excitement when, of course, the Mazin Nandikanu was adopted and was moved down to Nigeria. The North were celebrating as if it is over, as if they have won the battle against the entire world. But it doesn't matter what happens. But what you cannot deny is that you cannot intimidate a people, a nation. You see, you cannot force them to keep quiet, because when you, of course, you kill, of course, a freedom fighter, you are just giving an opportunity for 1 million of its likes to spring up. They should take, of course, draw a lesson from the Boko Haram when they killed the master, and eventually thought during Obasanjo time that they may have silenced the group with though the ideology may not be widely accepted, but still you can see how they have decimated the Nigerian states. Of course, we have now over 40 states in Nigeria, but 36 is the one recognized by the Nigerian Constitution. So where are other forces coming from? It implies that we have another state existing, running in the Nigerian territory. That's Fulani. The Boko Haram has hosted their and have launched their Islamic nation. The DSS knew where they are. They knew the geographical region where they are settled, where they collect. Of course, you see, of recent, they conducted or appointed a governor in Borno State to take part of that.
Two governors in the states.
You can imagine that. And the president, which is, of course, the Shekau, and even in Niger State, they are forcing people to deny their faith. And of course, the DSS have not beamed their torchlight, intelligent torchlight on those people. You see, you can now see that Nigeria, ironically, is abetting of course, the spread of Boko Haram, Islamic ideology. You see, why people who stood on justice, on integrity, on equitable distribution of our commonwealth and the rule of law, fairness, are the ones being apprehended, treated as ostracized or a vagabond, which can never be acceptable. There are evidence that abound. Go there now, their flag is still being hosted. There are normal activities in Borno State, in Niger State, and of course other parts of the country. But it is quite unfortunate that the North have shot themselves at the leg, and if whatever happens, they will not recover from the level of devastation they have incurred upon themselves.
Like what? Like
but of course,
dog Emir of Kaduna, mother, children in Zaire.
You see exactly what I'm saying. Even the emirs that have allowed all these things over decades will not be, of course, exempted in the wrath that is, of course, being unleashed. When they're done with other people, they will go after the emirs, go after the political elites, who have, of course, damaged their lives, who have ruined their destiny. You see, this teeming population from the youth would have been an advantage added to the youth, to the northern region. You see, if they have been given the right orientation, if they have been given the opportunity to embrace Western education, if they have been given an opportunity to become resourceful, to become better people and contribute, of course, meaningfully to the society, that would have been a great advantage to the North. Because each region has comparative advantage over the other. Down to the north, you have the zinc, you have the silicons, you have the golds. I mean, in the northern region. So why are they not harnessing those natural resources? Because they need the human capacity, human power to harness such resources, but they have turned their human power to a nuisance, to a catastrophic agents, which of course they have to reap, because that is the principle of sowing and reaping. Whatever you sow, you will reap. It's just a matter of time. When you have sown intending to destroy other people, but you will end up taking what you have sown.
Any final thoughts, Mr. Chigozie?
Well, for me, I understood that there's nothing like PDP. Of course, it is before us that APC and Buhari has failed Nigeria. So we are no longer giving, of course, the northern people said that they can no longer trust the South for presidency. Why? Because they cannot commit their destiny and the destiny of the entire northern people to people they can no longer trust. They can't repose the confidence, of course, on any southern extraction calling for or vying for the position of presidency. By implication, they are saying that we no longer have confidence in Nigeria. We no longer have confidence in the unity of Nigeria as one. Because if you don't have confidence in any southern extraction vying for the position of presidency, or who might emerge as the president of this country, then it means you can no longer trust them. By implication, you have nothing to do with them. And likewise, if you have nothing to do with the southern region, then it invariably implies that you also, the southern region, can no longer have confidence in trusting you with their future, in trusting you with their political life, or the life of the average southerner to an average northerner or Fulani man. By implication, they have succeeded in dividing the country. Because if you cannot trust people from the south for such viable position, that's why, of course, you see all the hierarchies of military and other security apparatus has been drafted in by, of course, the president allow his allies and the natives to occupy such position because of the fear of unknown. They have no confidence or trusting the South. By implication, they have splitted the country. Of course, that will be in the interest of everyone. Let Nigeria die so that we can live, so that humanity can be preserved. Enough of this killing, enough of this assault on humanity, enough of this assault on children. And I hope that soon these children under adoption will be released.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chigozie. Big one. Mr. Lucky.
Yeah, don't know be Lagos. We are in the news. We are in the news now. Good morning, viewer. Good morning, my brother.
Oba Vini.
Yeah, Oba Atokpa is I only expecting.
Which side are you on? Which side?
You see, the only area I disagree with the Obas, who say the things the Germany stole should be taken to federal government to keep. That is the wrong statement. Can't tell federal government to go and keep that thing. What of the state or the state governor? Governor make a place for those things to keep, until we make that place a final destination. I don't know why Oba should be saying that the federal government should handle it and keep it for us first. Did you trust this old man Buhari? How can you say Buhari should keep our own heritage? No, that is why I disagree with Oba. But Oba have come out to say they don't have any problem with the governor. They are intact. For me, no problem. All I know, let them bring those to our Germany store. You could do England, America, whatever they store. Not only them, what Buhari have stole for us too in Nigeria here from Niger Delta, you should bring it to Niger Delta people. So that is not only the British. The politicians have stole our wealth, our money. That's why they bring poverty, hatred, killing to Nigeria. Buhari too should return all what is took for the Niger Delta back to Niger Delta. Thank you very much.
Okay. PDP Ndume sang over transmission of poll results, saying that electronic transmission won't work in North, says Ali Ndume.
Who is Ali Ndume?
The senator.
Don't mind that. You see, let me tell you, all these senators, I don't trust them. They're like Buhari. They're even wicked than Buhari. Ndume, you know, incident was the PDP to APC. Ndume was accused through Boko Haram that he once sponsored Boko Haram, and now the man is in Senate. You can see the people, the kind of people you have in Senate. That's the problem. So what we expecting? That electronic. Let me even tell you, if we can remember Pope 93, that was the best election in Nigeria. If we can use that system, they use no problem. The electronic transmission can work in the south, but it cannot work in the north.
Why?
I'll tell you why. If the day of voting, I'm in Lagos here, I'm in my area where I live, voting. I didn't know what is happening in the north. And sometimes I watch the north when they are voting. You see 10 years old, 15 years old, even 5 years old, completely. And it's what they put for electronic computer, they transmit to you. If they're having 2 million there and they transmit, they add 5 million, would you know, you believe that is the transmission that make it go? In anything not, their vote is not transparency. But in South, me and you, if you are PDP and APC, we'll be monitoring what is going on there. Vote work in the South, but vote doesn't work in the North. So the best thing is that transmission, this are just jamboree. Otherwise, the North will still cheat the South. Because whatever they declare there, nobody's content with them. Okay. But in South, we always argue ourselves because we believe we too know. So that is why. So in the North, whatever they agree or they don't agree, by the time 1 million, 2 million people, children, vote, they will put everything there. Are you going to argue with them? If they declare 10 million in Benue, or they declare 10 million in Borno, or they declare 10 million in Kaduna, are you going to argue? Are you going to argue with them? Are you going to argue with them? I want to ask a question. Who is the leader of INEC? Is Emir. So what are you talking about? All this transmission. If the president is coming to South, no problem. If the president is going to the North, no problem. All I know is that the North they cheat us a lot because of our people who are collecting bribe from them. That's why I say all this cannot work. But I will tell you lie. Computer, the transmission you are saying, is it not one thing that I'm going to put it? The INEC chairman, is it not Aboki? So what do you expect? So I don't believe this. If they can use the way Nigeria, that way, during Abiola time, if they can use that way, all PDP line up this way, APC line up this way, that's why you get full result. But in America, they can transmit. In America, you get the full result. But Nigeria here, there's hitches. So we have a big problem. Our people are not transparent. Including the president, can see what the president is doing now. Look at president now, what he's doing. So changing the South. And we are watching, we are not talking. So what are we saying? So how much more during the election day? The president that president like is the president that go to win. So it's left for us now to start shouting now that if we want to divide, let the country divide. If we want to stay manage your resources, what I believe that not even devaluation. Let the state manage your resources. Then by the time you do that, I don't think people will be coming for presidency. I don't understand me. Make the president useless. Pay them peanut. You see, nobody will go to presidency.
Okay. COVID-19 third wave imminent in Lagos.
My brother.
You see that coming?
Nigeria, America, the whole world. All this thing they are saying is fake. The most wicked thing is hunger. Hunger past this third wave COVID-19. Hunger. But I don't know whether have you gone to market? Have you gone to market? If you cannot buy yam, cannot buy rice, cannot buy oil, is it not worse than COVID? What are you talking about? Have you not seen the way the rest people are dying? They are dying these kinds of thinking. They are dying kinds of hunger. They are dying kinds of not meeting their need. It's worse than COVID. No, really, go around and check now. Somebody will just be walking on the road, you talk further. Are you not seeing it? Death everywhere. All these big men who are dying, those ones is not poverty. It's wickedness. God is visiting them. I'm telling you the truth. The poor who are dying, they're hungry. Because the house you can't pay for house rent. You cannot pay for transportation. You cannot pay for school fees. So when you think you come out, you can't go to hospital and check yourself. Then you fall down and die. It's worse than this Liberty's governor telling us another wave is coming. Let them receive it, not me. Let them receive it. They are the one bringing the thing to us.
They are the one bringing COVID-19.
They are the what are you talking about? Every day, only form a way of eating money. I just find way say I can't COVID. Let me tell you, if we have listened to our government that everybody should stay indoor, wear your mask, do this, all of us will just die inside house. Are you aware? As you come out now to go and look for what to eat, government is not bringing anything. In other countries, they face COVID-19 more than even us, but they take care of their citizens. As our Buhari, as our leader, what are they giving us? They are giving us everyday kidnapping, everyday killing, everyday. The highest things I can praise this government is condolence. Every day condolence, every day killing. Nobody's talking. So what I'm saying, hunger are the one killing us. Buhari brought hunger for us.
Somebody is saying that this man, you too like yam. Every day yam.
My brother, the common thing in Nigeria before it was yam. If I carry 500 and I go to market, I buy yam. Yeah. That yam can last me my family. But today, I can't buy yam. I went to price yam that day. They said 2,000 naira. What do I do? Even carry. So it's not COVID. Poverty is the one killing us in Nigeria here. And we have a deaf president, The man is deaf. Yesterday, I watched TV yesterday. I saw Attorney General Malami enjoy with his governors, enjoy with the northern people. They are eating our Nigerian debtors' money. And people are killing themselves there. Kidnapping is going on there. Kaduna, you can't move in Kaduna. And they are there celebrating. What is he doing? Celebrating his achievement. What has he achieved? Achieve what? Arresting Kano. Put it in his cell. Look for Igbo. That's what he's celebrating. Why people are dying in your place? Can't go and look for this who are killing people in the north. My brother, Nigeria is a mess. Can't you go and look for those who are killing in the bush, kidnapping? You are there celebrating with wine. Look at the table, wine, rice, enjoyment, they are enjoying. And people are dying. Children are in the bush. They kidnap them. Salami, Attorney General is celebrating with the governors. I imagine that's our money in Nigeria that they are eating. And tomorrow you're telling me Buhari come and walk. Walk where? Buhari is a pharaoh. It's a pharaoh. We have pharaoh. I don't know why they bring pharaoh for Nigeria here. I thought pharaoh have died. I don't know we have pharaoh in Nigeria here.
The pharaoh in Egypt.
Yes, he bombed his word upon Buhari. Yes, now. If only pharaoh that doesn't listen to God, only pharaoh that doesn't listen to poor people, only pharaoh that doesn't listen to people until God takes his life. God is just giving a chance for him to change. I'm telling you, this and you don't see things are worse. What are you talking about? Let me tell you, vote or no vote, 2023, they already know who's going to enter there. They only use this to deceive us. Look at the Senate. Lawal says a wicked man. But Jamaica, they are all wicked people. Instead of to talk something meaningful, let me ask you a question. A man, a senator in Imo State, sponsoring social media, that if you gather like 3 or 4 people, they should join you 5 years. Instead of that man to go and pass a bill that will regulate yam and garri, so that everything will be the same, so that things will cheap. Now the man is passing bill for me not to not start talking here. That is a wrong thing. All these senators were like, they're supposed to put all of them, put this side river, put this container, throw inside river. I don't know. Nigeria is angry. We are angry. The money, our money is useless. You know, our money, you cannot hold 100,000 now. 100,000 is not money. What are we talking about? You can see my brother Jugo say now, his voice has come down. Everybody now, we can't shout the way we were talking before. But if I shout now, if I go, what am I going to eat? We need to get on the youth. Look at the way the youth were jubilating yesterday as if Nigeria is the one playing football. Look at the youth. The money they said they don't have, they were bringing the money somewhere to buy drink and drink, supporting Italy, supporting Germany. My brother, today where are they? What is going on to our youth? It's supposed to move, come out, mobilize, just the way the answers and make the government fear. Do you know what give Buhari power? Because when they arrest Kanu, now he's on top. Things are going wrong in Nigeria. We need to tell the world. The most important thing is that we have a bad leader who doesn't listen to God. That is how Pharaoh did. Pharaoh did not listen to God until God decide to put inside shame. Today, let God put all this our leader to shame. All they know is planning to 2023. Who is Dume? Who is it? PDP should be contented with Dume. The only person I respect in this government is River State Governor, who is saying the truth. Every day the man commission project. And look at our governor in Lagos, what is the commission? Go, look, you only see this old road. They will see the pure old road. Instead of them to do new road. Instead of them to leak road, they will tell you they are commissioning it. What kind of rubbish is that? Amechi, the Minister of Transport, every day is seen for Lagos. How many times is seen for Niger Delta? How many times is seen for Niger Delta? Try to make rain for us there. All you know is Lagos State. Oh. We have a big problem. Nigeria, the youth need to get up. We are dying.
Okay.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Yes.
Lucky.
Thank you.
Wonderful one, Mr. Lucky. We have spoken passionately this morning. Yeah, spoken passionately this morning. We are moving to the end of bystanders at the newsstands this morning, and I want to also say a big thank you to all that have spoken today and everybody that has participated in today's program. Yes, a big thank you to Mr. Matthew, Mr. Samuel, Mr. Chigozie, also Mr. Lucky, and everyone that have spoken. Please, comments expressed here do not reflect the opinion of Flip TV or any employee thereof. We urge all reviewers and those that are making comments to be civil. That is to say, everyone that is commenting here does not represent the position of Flip TV. Please, if you are commenting on the live chat, be civil and be patriotic citizens of wherever you are in Nigeria, in Biafra, and also in the diaspora. Okay, big thank you to the man behind the camera, Femi Davis. I'm Christian Chuko on this one of edition. A big thank you also to boss of Flip TV, Biodun Upoli. We are on Instagram, Flip TV on Instagram, Facebook E247. You can visit and get more comments and also more updates from that part of social media. Bye for now, till tomorrow as we meet, same place, same time, on the same platform.